Hi, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the Maker's Cave. And today we are going to continue our build of the Fanhome Transformer Optimus Prime from the Michael Bay movies. This is going to be pack 3. Here's some of the parts that we've done already before. Here you go. There's the parts we've done. So now let's get started with pack 3, and we're going to start with book 7. All the parts for book 7. Go back to issue 5. And retrieve the rear stabilizer you did. And you're going to take the foot assembly we've been working with. And right back here where it says 1, you're going to slide this on. And it's going to get held on with an FP screw. Make sure the point is up. Now there's a little hole down in here. So you're going to take the turbine. You're going to fit it in like this. Flip it over and secure it with an IP screw. There we go. All right, the next step in this issue, you're going to need these 3 pieces, and you're going to take the one that looks like a gear, hold the wider hexagon side there. You're going to get this piece, as you can see, has a little pin and a big pin. Big one goes right in there. You push these together. And then you take this one and you just press fit like this. Just press fit them together. Now you want to go back and get your foot, the big assembly we did before. Tip it over to the side right here, and you can see a little notch right there. There's a little notch cut in this, and it just pushes right into there. And once we have it on its side, you can see there's 3 little holes there. You can get your auger, and you can tell there's 3 pins on there. So you just match it up, and you just gently push it in. There you go, the auger is in. Now that the auger's in, you're going to tip it on the side. Again, there's 2 posts right here. You go back, get your little golden disc. On the back, you notice there's 2 holes. Just line them up, and you just press fit that right in. There you have your little golden cap on here. You are done with this issue. You're going to have this piece that we put together left over, so put that away for later. We're going to start issue 8, and it's really easy. You want to get these 2 parts out of your issues. And if you notice, there is one end that is wider than the other. And if you notice, the one end, a little bit of a recess, a little lip there, and that's because you're going to put in a DM screw. And then that just gets screwed right onto here. Now, directions say to leave this a little bit loose because you're going to be moving it later. Now that you have your little armature here, you want to go back, get your gear that came into your parts. You want to take the thinner of the sides, just like this. And that's going to get held on with an OP screw. Now that you have your gear and armature all assembled, go back and you want to get your, what they're calling the wheel gear. And if you notice, there's a little, on this little post, there's a little stick out right here. That is going to go on this side of the gear. See that cut out? And that's going to get held that's going to get held in with an IP screw. Now that you have this all together, you want to take your foot assembly, turn it on the side here, and right here is a little post that this arm has to fit onto. I think I have found it easier if simply take this off, tip it on its side, take your little assembly you just built, and you notice there's 2, where am I at? 2 posts, and there's 2 posts there. And they just kind of slide right over here. And this is what I was talking about. This little post just sits on top of there and gets held in with an IP screw. Screws in there, and then 2 more IP screws right where those posts were. There's the assembly all in. Now we'll just take that shroud that we took off and put that back on. Now you have your last 3 remaining pieces in issue 8, and they are the front and the rear wheel levers. So get the part that looks like this, and whoops, you'll notice this side has a whole bunch of little indents around it. This side doesn't. And there's your 2 pieces. One has a little fork at the end. So if you're looking down on this, it's going to go on the right. And they are keyed, so you can only put them on one way. There you go. Now you're going to bring back your foot. We're going to tip it on its side again. And there are a couple little recesses right there. And those are going to fit right in. The one with the fork goes over here. There's what it looks like when you're all done. So that's it for issue 8. Let's move on to, I guess we'll do 9 now. Here's all the parts for 9. And I just wanted to bring your attention to this little tiny part right here. I actually thought that this was some insulation off of a wire of another project I was working on when I saw it rolling around on the desk. But no, keep an eye out for this in stage 9. You don't want to lose this. I'm going to put this up here so we don't lose it. We'll start off by taking this support joint that they have. Then you want to get this piece, and if you notice, it goes into a little triangle at the top. So you want that up. You want to take this piece that has the more narrow side, and you want to make sure that there's a regular hole and then there's a wider recessed hole, and you want the 2 to fit together like this. And then we put that together with an HP screw. Again, you don't want to over tighten because you want these 2 parts to move. Next, go back to issue 7. You want to get this little thing you assembled. And here's the joint you just put together. You can see there's a little 2 here with the triangle part here facing up. There we go. Notice there's the recess, and that's going to be held in with an FP screw. Now that you have this assembly all built, we're going to put it on the bottom of the foot. You'll notice there's 2 posts. One's higher than the other, and they're going to go right into there. And they're going to get held in with 2 IP screws. And here's what the foot looks like with that bottom piece on. Now you want to keep your foot handy. No pun intended. Flip it over to its side. And in this hole, you can put this little tiny gear. It just press fits in there. Now that we have that pressed in there, we want to take off this cover again that we took off before. Once we have that cover removed, you're going to see a little hole right there. And here's the gear that we're going to put on with an IP screw. And there's a recess. You want that to face up. That's what it looks like. And now we just simply put the cover back on. Again, shrouds back on. And there's the 2 gears that you just put in. Now this is where that little piece I told you to be careful about comes in. Go back into your parts. We're going to be installing the wheel support hinge. You're going to hold it so these sections are up, these little posts are up. Here's the hinge. And what we want to do is put this bar into here. So I'm going to start it. Again, 2 posts up. This is angled up. Now you just need to put that post in. There we go. A little stiff, but it moves. Bring back your foot. Again, we're going to tip it on its side. This post down here with a little notch. So this piece you just put together is going to go on there. Just like that. Once you have this part on, you want to secure it with a couple EM screws. One there and one down there. Go back into your parts. Get this part. And looking on the side, you got the 2 posts. And just put it on there. And that's going to get held in with a couple of IP screws. Got little nubs on there. Now here comes something fun. You want to go back into your parts. You got issue 6, you got this tire. And if you notice, there's a little clamp right there on that post. And we're just going to put that on. Here is what your finished foot looks like. So this is what you're going to have at the end of stage 9. A very beefy tire, very beefy foot. Nice detail all on there. All right, let's. Last thing in this pack is issue 10. Let's get started on that. Last issue in this pack, 10. And here are the parts, and you're going to need a couple CM screws as well. Start off by taking this piece and this one and just fitting them right in. Swivels and moves. Now you want to go back, and this is going to be part of the right thigh. And right over in this part, there are 3 holes. You want to go and get this part, which has 3 posts. And this is just a press fit right on. There we go. Well, keeping this piece handy, you want to go and get this little hub here. And again, it's just a press fit right onto there. There you go. Again, keeping this piece handy. A little hole. You're going to take one of your ball joints, I guess is what you would call it. That's going to get held on with a couple CM screws. I went to put the screws and they wouldn't bite, and that's because I didn't have this piece far enough in. The posts have to fit flush with the ball joint. Then the screws can go in. So that brings us to the end of stage 10. So you'll have the little nubs you put on here, the ball joint, and you're going to have this piece left over. Issue 10, done and dusted. And that would be it for pack 3, I believe. Yes, pack 3. Basically, we just did a lot of footwork. We put the tire on the side here. Did some decorative work on the side. And besides the tire, we did some other decorative work. We put the bottom on the foot. We assembled this piece, which is part of the leg structure, which we'll do later on with this leftover piece. I can't express to you how heavy this foot is. This model is going to be really super heavy by the time we are done. Thanks for joining me along again with the Optimus journey. If you're doing this, I hope maybe this helped you along a little bit. If you liked the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up or a like. Yeah, and we've got some other packs over here, so that'll be coming out in a couple days. It's going to start taking some shape. So until then, I'm Steve. Thanks for stopping by the Maker's Cave, and I'll see you at the next project.